Hey, my festive cats and kittens, it's Erica. Welcome to my studio. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. This is going to be my last holiday themed video, and I'm making some mid-century modern holiday coasters. And these are just a simple resin pour with glitter, a Waterslide decal, and a resin flood coat, and that's it. These are really easy to do. You can recreate these for really any occasion. Okay, can we just take a moment and enjoy the sparkle? It is so pretty. I told somebody in a chat yesterday that glitter is life. I meant it. It's such a pain to work with, but it's so pretty. I love it. I decided to do some coasters to give away at my Christmas Eve. I hosted for my family, and this way people had something useful and something fun to commemorate the evening. So I just used some iridescent white glitter. I did a medium cut and then an ultra fine cut. And this is regular 1-to-1 epoxy. This is the art cast that I use from Designer Epoxy. And I went ahead and poured it about halfway up. Here I am, popping bubbles. And once those were set, I went ahead and printed out some Waterslide decals. These are two different images I got from Creative Fabrica. If you don't have a Creative Fabrica subscription and you make a lot of your own stickers and things, I highly recommend you get one. It has been invaluable to me. I grabbed two mid-century modern style images related to the holidays, and I went ahead and printed these on clear Waterslide decal paper on my laser printer. They have it for inkjet too. Just make sure you pick the appropriate kind for which printer you have. And the thing about Waterslides is that you can see the clear around the edges, so you do want to go ahead and cut this as close as you can to the image itself. Once you put resin over it, it pretty much disappears, but it's better to be safe than sorry and not have a ton of it showing. And I did go ahead and mirror these. This is really important. If you're going to be using your Waterslide decal face down like I do, because I find it much easier to slide the backing off from the top rather than underneath, you want to make sure you mirror it if it has any wording. When I printed this the first time, I forgot to mirror the images. And if you watched my Creepy Christmas video, which if you've not, you definitely should, I used Waterslide decal there as well. And I'm just following the same principle like I said in that video. These work just like temporary tattoos on your skin. And once those are on, you do see me taking a dry part of the washcloth and just sort of patting it dry, making sure everything is smoothed out. You want to make sure you don't leave any water on there. And because we do these face down, the ink is protected by the decal part itself, so you don't have to worry about smearing ink or anything like that. Once I've given these about 2 or 3 hours to dry just to be safe, I do go ahead and seal them in with the Adhesive Apothecary Binding Potion. You've seen me use this a bunch of times. This is hands down my favorite sealer. If I don't want to go outside and use clear coat, I definitely use this. So I do make sure I start in the middle of the decal and I very gently drag my paintbrush out to the edge, and I do this all the way around. This way I don't accidentally dislodge the decal, make it move, anything like that that could mess up the end result. Once I do that, I go ahead and I let these dry for at least an hour. I think I let these dry for more like a couple of hours because I went away and did something else and then came back. And this is my flood coat. I'm doing a really thin top coat on these. Fun fact, this make is when I realized that my leveling table, which these are sitting on underneath a silicone mat, is warped. I could not figure out what was going on. The leveling bubble in the middle was just fine, and I thought, well, it's got to be level, and it's not. It's actually higher in the center and warped downward out to the edges, so that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to get a new one. If you have a great suggestion, let me know. Not everybody needs a coaster. I put them on the table as place settings and coasters, but really I wanted to make sure that I made these thin enough so that they could be made into ornaments or magnets or a little window hanging, whatever people wanted. So I do keep them nice and thin, and I managed to make enough resin this time, so I was very proud of myself. And here's how to make it into an ornament. I rough up the part of the coaster that will be attached to the bail using my craft knife. That way it has something to grip to. Because these are so thin, they're incredibly light, so you don't need a whole lot of adhesive. I love the way these turned out. They're so cute. And I do have a couple left over, so we're going to have some new ornaments next year. And that wraps up this holiday season. I hope you guys enjoyed everything I did. Please go back and watch the rest of my holiday videos. I've made some really cool stuff. Thanks so much for watching. Stay festive, cats and kittens, and I'll see you soon.